Greetings to my non-existent viewing audience. It's your man Shane Black and I'm back. Let me just start everybody out because everyone will be new. I don't edit my videos. I say what I say and that's what I said. 2. This video is not only meant for black individuals. It's meant for individuals that are below the poverty line, low income, lower middle class, and at this point, middle class as well, because you're about to be eliminated. Let's just jump right into this. Joe Biden is trying to phase out gas cars. You likely already knew that, but now he's tightening the pollution rules. You see it right there on your screen. Bringing back more stringent regulations, more restrictive regulations, which, if you go and look at that New York Times article, will make it more expensive for you to buy that gas-powered vehicle in the future. And the New York Times, y'all know they run defense for the Democrats. They run defense for Joe Biden, who is a Democrat, so, well, just folds right in there. But they are putting this out. And it will cost a minimum of $1,000 more for you to buy that new gas-powered vehicle. Hold on. And then has a target that half of all vehicles sold in the United States will be electric by 2030. General viewer, the thing is that let's see, there's like $7,500 in tax credits you could get if the electric vehicle you purchased met certain standards so that it was, quote, made in America. However, the vast majority of the vehicles didn't meet these standards, so the wealthy and the upper middle class and maybe even some middle class people said, to hell with that. If I'm not getting a free $8,000, say, I'm not buying it. And because these electric vehicles were not selling, that's why Joe Biden decided, okay, well, I can't get people to buy these electric vehicles willingly unless I pay them to do it. So if I can't do that, what I will do is make it more expensive for people to buy a gas-powered vehicle. And when you make things more expensive, the first people to be hurt are the people on the bottom of that financial ladder. You're on that bottom rung, the next to last rung, the third to last rung. And so he's making that more expensive to force you out of your gas-powered vehicle, yet you don't have enough money to buy an electric vehicle, which will put your behind back on the bus. Now, I'm going to bring something else up here, and you just have a look. So, this is a poverty rate in the United States as of 2021. And let me see if I could just increase this for my viewing pleasure. Here we go. So, as you can see, American Indians and Alaska Natives have a poverty rate of 24.3, followed in a close second by black folks at 19.5, and then Hispanics 17.1. And I'm going to just, actually, I hadn't even really noticed this before, but all races together 11.6. So I guess that's your median. So, yes, Indians, blacks, Hispanics, a greater percentage of your people will suffer as a result of Joe Biden's actions. Yet, Hispanics are learning that Democrats have values that do not align with theirs. I don't know about American Indians or Alaska Natives because I don't know many of them and don't read many stories about them. But black people vote as like a living monolith. They all go to the poll or mail in a vote. They don't even bother to know anything about the issues and just check Democrat. And Democrats are trying to take away your freedom. And if your freedom has been taken away, basically you are back in chains again. Hold on. I wanted to make sure that you saw this. Inflation and soaring bills putting brakes on switch to electric vehicles in the UK. Now, what do we have here in the US? What do you know? Inflation and soaring bills. That's right, look at your energy bill. And you should also ask yourself, why is it so high? Now, unless you're one of those, I was about to just start cussing, those liberal expletives who think, oh, well, it's okay if I suffer, so the climate, blah, blah, blah. And don't get me started on climate change and the fallacy associated with that. If they want to live without electricity, then let them go live without electricity for the climate. Let them go and stop driving a car. Let them, because hell, clothing and other items are also manufactured from fossil fuels. Let them do it, because when you make the cost of living extremely expensive, the people who are going to suffer the most are the people that you see right here. Actually, I guess I should have said the percentage of people, and that, well, at this point, with so many people entering the country, so many immigrants entering the country through illegal means, white people may no longer be the majority in this country. I don't know at this point in time. But you are going to have a greater percentage of these people on your screen suffering because individuals may, like black individuals and others, made the cost of living so high. And black people, I don't understand it. I truly don't. You are the percentage of your people, what did I say, 19 some odd percent are below that poverty level. Yet you are going to vote for people who are going to make the cost of living so expensive that even more of you are going to be below that poverty level. And why would you do that? Now, I'm just going to switch up right here, put an American flag on there. Still barely the greatest country on earth. It's not going to be so for much longer if black people and others do not open their eyes and see what's happening. I'm going to show you, look, we already talked about the light bulbs, because, quote, the environment. Now we're talking about electric vehicles, because the environment. What good does the environment do you if you're dead because you starved to death? Would you really care so much about the environment if you were now homeless? Let's look at what you need for an electric vehicle, because what you need are fine earth metals or fine earth minerals, whatever you want to call it, because that's what you need to make the batteries for your electric vehicle. Let's have a look. That's right, gentle viewer. Just as with my last video about the lights. Those light bulbs, China manufactures the majority of them. With these fine earth minerals, China accounts for 63% of rare earth mining, 85% of rare earth processing, and 92% of rare earth magnet production. And yes, there are rare earth magnets in your electric vehicle. This, you can, even almost no matter what your education level is, you should be able to figure this out. Why the hell would someone who is supposed to be charged with keeping you safe, keeping the country as a whole safe, making sure that we can take care of ourselves, if you will, as a country, not this expletive trying to govern every aspect of our life. What kind of car can you drive? What kind of light bulb can you have? What kind of protein can you eat? Because you have these expletives telling you to eat bugs. Why be beholden to China. And for you black people especially, China does not like black people. I cannot say that often enough. They don't. And yet, if they shut it down, just like I had to wait damn near a month to get a new cell phone because of that chip shortage. Almost all of rare earth magnet production happens in China. And let's check out one more thing. Let's just have a look at this for excrement and giggles. Excrement and giggles. I told you I'd try to keep it clean tonight. Another left-leaning news outlet, although they probably just did this story for the simple fact that it screwed over their state. NBC Montana, and NBC again leaning left. Now, there's Mr. Biden decided to ban mining in their Iron Range. And that was one of the largest deposits of those rare earth minerals that I was telling you about. So we can't do it ourselves, but we're going to go ahead and buy it from China. What sense does that make? Unless Joe Biden is compromised. So we're going to get our light bulbs from China. We're going to get our rare earth minerals from China. I'll make a video about how we get certain pharmaceutical drugs, antibiotics, I believe it is, from China. And how the wind, solar, the renewable energy, China's in charge of that too. So someone who wants to replace you on the world stage as the preeminent superpower, we are going to buy things from them. We are going to change our whole society so that if China decides, you know what, America, so let's see how sexually intercourse yourself, America, we're not going to give you anything. Then your car is going to stop running. You're going to be living in the dark. You're going to die because you can't get antibiotics. And then you're not going to be able to have any energy for your home. And if you do have an EV that still works, because, well, fossil fuels, not fossil fuels, but because the wind doesn't blow all the time and the sun doesn't shine all the time, you're not going to be able to charge your electric vehicle. Let me just start to wrap this up. I just want you to imagine a situation where your neighbor, let's say your neighbor, he runs a local grocery store, and your neighbor does not like you. Now, your neighbor does not come out and explicitly state that he or she is going to kill you. They might say, put up a sign at their house that says, I wish all people named Jim or Susie were dead. It sure would be nice if Jim or Susie had a car accident. It sure would be nice if Jim or Susie fell on a bullet and died. And you knew that your neighbor had a gun. You knew your neighbor had a gun. And your neighbor also owned a little corner store. Now, are you going to go into that corner store and do your grocery shopping? Are you going to give them money so that they can buy some bullets to put in their gun, which they very well might likely use to end your life? That's exactly what Joe Biden is doing with this country. He is taking our money and giving it to China so that China can buy bullets to put in our sons and daughters. So that China can build more long-range missiles to fry our sons and daughters. And hell, probably eliminate us as well. Why are we giving money to someone who wants to kill us? And then ask yourself why Hunter Biden received money from China. Ask yourself why Hunter Biden saved some money for the big guy. You give one person millions with the understanding that should they ever become president, they will give you billions. I've kind of gotten off the point here. But still in all, your freedom is slowly eroding, and you need to do something to stop it. I'm out.